new type of threat, the world's first drone mothership, and it's called the Shahid Bagheri. Shahid means martyr, and Bagheri is the name of the commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards who died in Iraq during the Iran-Iraq War. This is the source of the name of Iran's new drone carrier, Shahid Bagheri, the world's first fixed-wing aircraft carrier made specifically for drones. It comes at the most interesting time, too. Iran might as well be preparing for a war with the United States and Israel, a direct war this time, not just proxies. The United States has already deployed B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, the most advanced bombers in the world, to the Middle East in preparation for the same event. Iran must have seen this coming a million miles away. They built the Shahid Bagheri in record-breaking time. 2 years was all it took to convert a normal commercial container ship called Piraran to a modern state-of-the-art drone mothership capable of deploying some of the most advanced unmanned systems on the planet at a moment's notice. The conversion was first spotted on January 3, 2023 at an Iranian dockyard. The most notable feature was an angled flight deck being constructed. It was not until 21st of August 2024 that the first clear images of the aircraft carrier were posted on Telegram and then to Twitter. These posts quickly went viral. The carrier became viral once again during the 2024 New Jersey drone sightings, where a boatload of reports were received of large, unidentified drones spotted flying in U.S. airspace. U.S. Congressman Representative Jeff Van Drew pointed fingers at Iran as being responsible, claiming Iran was operating a drone mothership off the coast of New Jersey, implying that the Shahid Bagheri was responsible. This could easily be enough grounds for retaliation. Breaking into U.S. waters closely enough to cause panic and operate a fleet of drones will always be unforgivable. Fortunately, the same day of Congressman Jeff Van Drew's remarks, multiple images of Shahid Bagheri off the coast of Iran was revealed, proving that the carrier was still busy with sea trials. This put an end to a possible U.S.-Iran conflict, or more accurately, postponed it, because they're at it again. And this time, the Shahid Bagheri is ready. The Shahid Bagheri is a 42,000-ton ship with a length of 790 feet and beam width of 100 feet. It is powered by a 20,000-kilowatt propulsion system that thrusts the ship to a top speed of 22 knots or 25 miles per hour. It has an operational range of 25,000 miles, enabling presence and operations in distant waters for up to a year without the need for refueling. The ship's deck is 600 feet long and has a ramp at its end, a configuration that has stood the test of time in launching fixed-wing aircraft effectively. This runway will be used to launch the widest array of carrier-capable fixed-wing aerial drones. The full reveal and commissioning of the ship, which took place on February 6, 2025, showed in their numbers some of the drones that may call the Shahid Bagheri home. They include the Homo vertical takeoff and landing drone, the Abable 3N carrier drone, the Mohajir 6 drone, and the new stealthy JAS 313 drone. Helicopters such as the Bell 206 and Mi-171 could also be seen during this reveal. Footage broadcast by Iranian State TV on the inauguration showed a total of at least 4 helicopters and 3 drones on the warship's flight deck. Below the deck, another fleet of unmanned systems lurk, ready to strike. They don't fly. However, they're drone boats. Over 30 of these fast attack drone boats can be deployed from the Shahid Bagheri at a time. Legend has it that some of these drone boats operate below the surface. From the skies and the sea, all of these drones deployed from the Shahid Bagheri will protect the might of Iran far beyond the shores of Iran. The Shahid Bagheri itself was well armed for this same purpose and for self-defense. The ship wields at least a 30mm autocannon, Nor or Qadir anti-ship missiles, and multiple Kosar 222 surface-to-air missiles to keep its crew well oiled. The ship features a fully functional hospital and a soccer field. The Shahid Bagheri is also capable of electronic warfare and a host of other abilities that'll become clearer in time, whether in a video like this, a Wikipedia page, or on the battlefield as Shahid Bagheri goes up against the United States fleet. Roughly a quarter of all aircraft carriers on the planet belong to the United States, and the combined deck space of these American carriers is more than double that of all other aircraft carriers combined. It's no competition. The United States is the undisputed king of the seas. Yet, more American carriers are taking shape as we speak. 11 carriers currently exist in the U.S. fleet, each one of them larger than every other carrier in the world. 10 of these carriers are of the Nimitz class. The Nimitz class carriers includes USS Nimitz, which regularly moves in and out of Naval Base Kitsap in Washington, USS Truman, which recently completed a planned incremental availability period, USS Bush, which recently began its planned incremental availability period. There is the USS John C. Stennis, currently in the middle of a reactor and complex overhaul to make it work like new. The USS Reagan in Japan, the only one home ported overseas. There are USS Theodore Roosevelt, USS George Washington, USS Abraham Lincoln, USS Vincennes, and USS Eisenhower. The 11th American aircraft carrier, the latest of the fleet, ushers in a new class of its own. It is the 100,000-ton USS Gerald Ford, first of the Gerald Ford class, the largest, most advanced, most sophisticated, and most expensive aircraft carrier in history. It is the leader of the U.S. naval fleet. If it came down to a one-on-one with everything on the line, it would be Iran Shahid Bagheri up against America's USS Gerald Ford. But really, judging by the capabilities of both aircraft carriers, it wouldn't be much of a battle. The USS Gerald Ford would blow the Shahid Bagheri out of the water in a very short amount of time. Iran's best chance at defeating the USS Gerald Ford on the seas might be summoning another powerful aircraft carrier from another powerful U.S. rival, China. China is the second largest aircraft carrier fleet in the world. Type 001 Liaoning, Type 002 Shandong, and the brand new Type 003 Fujian. In addition to teaming up with Iran as the battle between the U.S. and China over Taiwan rages on, the chances of the Fujian and the USS Ford meeting in a one-on-one battle during an all-out war is incredibly likely. And in this battle, who will win? Type 003 Fujian or the USS Gerald Ford? Type 003 Fujian is China's top-of-the-shelf naval weapon today. The USS Gerald Ford is its American equivalent. They will now face each other to bring glory for their respective navies and respective nations. This battle will consider 5 main categories: propulsion, AI and automation, sensors and processing systems, the air wings, and their launch and arrest systems. Number 5, propulsion. The Type 003 Fujian is the largest conventionally powered aircraft carrier in the world. The USS Gerald Ford, the largest nuclear-powered aircraft in the world. The exact engines on the Fujian are unknown since the carrier is quite new, and, like any new flagship military equipment, not much information has been released about it just yet. But irrespective of the power provided by the propulsion system on the Fujian, it likely wouldn't compare favorably to a nuclear propulsion system, as a nuclear propulsion system is inherently more powerful than a conventional propulsion system. 2 Bechtel A1B nuclear reactors, the most cutting-edge engines created for use on aircraft carriers, power the USS Gerald Ford. Thanks to that, the carriers can run efficiently up to 25 years at a go without refueling. And with a top speed of 30 knots, the USS Ford is capable of accessing every country on the planet to pay friendly visits to allies and wreak havoc on foes. Now, number 4, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a computing department that has stormed the world today, but not exactly taken the world by storm. Artificial intelligence has built upon itself over the past decades to become the powerful human-ish force it is today. Thanks to decades of experience on and about a dozen different hulls and the Nimitz and Ford carrier classes, the U.S. has been able to build its carrier-based artificial intelligence as artificial intelligence grew as a whole. This experience means the latest ship of the fleet, the USS Gerald Ford, is as intelligent as carrier-based intelligence can be. While China hasn't revealed much information on the systems powering the Fujian carrier, the chances of surpassing the systems of the American carrier are therefore slim. The USS Gerald Ford is packed with artificial intelligence components in various forms, from automated systems to unmanned vehicles, which have been making quite a name for themselves. These components make the massive ship significantly easier to operate than it would be without them. In fact, the USS Ford has a complement of 4,500 members, whereas that of similarly sized Nimitz-class carrier is over 6,000. Thanks to a smaller than expected complement size, the USS Ford has more free internal space to hold more systems, weapons, and life enhancement features such as ergonomic spaces and gymnasiums, which ultimately results in a better quality of life for the crew members. An important factor, seeing as a carrier can only be agile as the crew that keeps her oiled up and ready for action. Number 3, sensors and processing systems. Both the Fujian and Ford feature the most advanced sensors and processing systems that their respective nations can provide. For the Fujian, this begins with an integrated power system, which is a massive upgrade over the systems used in older Chinese aircraft carriers. An integrated power system comes with more efficient power distribution for the Fujian, which enhances the performance of the ship's sensors and processing systems as a result. The ship's sensors and processing systems in question include a state-of-the-art AESA radar system that provides the Fujian with superior detection and tracking capabilities, 4 S-band Dragon Eye Type 346 radars, and 4 smaller X-band AESA radar panels. Impressive as that is, the USS Ford found a way to better it. Unlike virtually every other aircraft carrier in the world, the Ford features a single system for both horizon and volume search in the form of an AN/SPY-3 multifunctional radar for X and S-band active electronically scanned array. It remains the most advanced radar system from the U.S. and fed by the most sensitive sensors. This radar system packs enough data to single-handedly handle surveillance, air traffic control, missile communications, and spot targets from miles away. Number 2, Air Wing. The air wing of the Type 003 Fujian is expected to be formidable. China has an impressive aircraft lineup and is one of only 3 nations to dare build 5th-generation fighters. Fujian's air wing could feature the naval version of the Shenyang FC-31, known as the J-35. The J-35 is a 5th-generation fighter designed to rival America's 5th-generation F-35 Lightning II. In the Fujian's air wing could also be the Xi'an KJ-600, the Chinese equivalent of the American E-2D Hawkeye surveillance aircraft. In addition to these, the Fujian would likely host more fighters, rotary aircraft, and unmanned aerial vehicles than those mentioned. The exact count of these aircraft remains unknown for now. However, the Fujian is an 80,000-ton carrier, while the USS Ford weighs a hefty 100,000 tons, meaning the American is 20% larger. With that in mind, the U.S. Ford would likely host significantly more aircraft than the Fujian. USS Ford's air wing could consist of up to 75 aircraft at a time. The air wing would be a cocktail of some of the most advanced aircraft the U.S. has built, including the F-35 Lightning II fighter jet, the E-2D Hawkeye, the FA-18 Hornet, the Super Hornet, the Growler, and so on. In addition to a larger and more versatile fleet, the individual American aircraft in the Ford's air wing are reportedly superior to their Chinese equivalents in the Fujian's air wing, some of which are apparently remakes of their American rivals. Now, number 1, electromagnetic launch and arrest systems. An electromagnetic launch system uses electromagnetism to rapidly accelerate aircraft to takeoff speed so they can safely fly from an aircraft carrier instead of diving to visit the Titanic. Fujian is the first Chinese carrier to feature electromagnetic launch systems, a massive upgrade over the ski ramps of the older carriers. USS Ford also features electromagnetic launch systems and in fact has 4 compared to the Fujian's 3. With these electromagnetic systems, both carriers can launch the widest range of manned and unmanned aircraft, a massive plus over older systems which were limited in the types of aircraft they could launch. It is a similar situation with arrest systems, except that the arrest systems are used to bring carrier aircraft to a screeching halt on the deck. Else, they would either have to stay in the sky or visit other aircraft that went to visit the Titanic undersea. The U.S. has more experience with electromagnetic launch and arrest systems than any other nation, including China, and therefore likely wields the most advanced versions. Both aircraft carriers are incredibly advanced in their own rights. The USS Ford, however, appears to edge out the Fujian by a significant margin. It also edges out Iran's Shahid Bagheri by a significant margin. On the seas, the USS Gerald Ford remains undefeated. When the going gets tough, muscles, weapons, and aircraft carriers become the order of the day. Iran has built the Shahid Bagheri drone carrier in preparation for a war that could decide the fate of the nation for generations to come. The United States and Israel keep watch as they also prepare for war. It's about to get intense, very intense. And the only way to keep track of it all is by you giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel. So do that now, and thanks for watching.